And every single day,
the more enemies we kill.
We're spending trillions and trillions of dollars.
You know, people say, all right, this is your fault.
It's not your fault.
All I know is you're not selling anything.
The Fed's not done, and I'm going to tell you why.
Welcome back to Sean's show. I am so glad to be here today. We're here with Josh. How's Josh doing?
I am doing.
You're doing.
That's good.
You know what, ladies and gentlemen? Not every week is, we're entertainers. We're entertainers. And, sometimes the weeks are not, we're not at 100%. But this particular week, I'm at 1,000%. And I've never been below 1,000%. I always deliver. And you know that. And so is Josh.
Are you on Adderall again?
Well, I killed another victim, and that actually allowed me to I sucked their life energy, and then I kind of that reinvigorates me. Drowning someone in the Lake of Austin reinvigorates me. It gives me a new spin on life.
Oh, you're a witch.
In a way. In a way, I guess I'm more of a warlock.
Yeah.
I'm more of a trans warlock.
Okay.
I'm more of I'm in the transit industry, as in I'm a warlock that drives trucks.
Oh, okay.
Which are on strike, which is our first story, ladies and gentlemen. The truckers are on. I don't know. That's actually not true. The automotive workers are on strike, though.
Yes.
And it's really sad because no one wants to work anymore. No one wants to work anymore. You look at these strikes. You look at SAG. You look at the UPS workers struck recently. Now the entire auto industry is on strike. And it's like, guys, what do you want?
More money.
Yeah, but we can't do that. We can't do that, Josh. We can't do that. No, you can't. We can't do that. What else do they want?
To be treated fairly.
We can't do that. These are things that are not. They can't come to the table on. Pizza parties. We'll give them. I don't know. Give them a. How about this? A 1-year free subscription to BetterHelp.com, where they can get therapy for all of the suffering that happens to them on the floor of the automotive on the plant floor.
When is the last time this happened, where a bunch of different sectors started to boycott? In
2001.
2001. This many?
Mm-hmm. I actually saw a chart recently. It was basically the number of workers on strike at any given time, and there was a huge spike in 2001, then nothing, and then there were less, but still some, and then nothing, and then like now, obviously COVID, there was some striking, but now it's a fucking room.
Do you think that has to do? Okay, so what happened in 01 other than 9/11, the dot-com bubble,
right?
So the internet changed everything, communication. Now AI is changing everything.
That's true, but and that's a great point, Josh. I think it's interesting when you think about I feel like there's yes, AI is going to change everything, and there's a lot of hype around it. As far as the number of jobs that AI is displacing today, I don't think it's that many. I think a lot of these strikers, are lazy pieces of shit.
Okay.
And they need to get back to work. Get back to work.
You sound like that Australian dude. Did you hear
Russell
him?
Brand?
No, it wasn't Russell Brand. Although there's something.
We'll get to Russell Brand, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get to Russell.
And I think he's English.
He's an English guy?
Yeah. But this is an Australian guy who said that they need to break the backs of the workers.
Yes. Fuck. I had that actually. Let's put a pin in that. I want to come back to that. Yeah. We should watch that video.
Yeah.
Because it is a hilarious video.
Yeah.
That guy if you haven't seen the video, it's this guy who he's an Australian real estate CEO. I remember this now, where he's at a property summit. Hey, if you're at an event called the Property Summit, it's time to kill yourself. If you're at an event called Landlords Incorporated Conference at the Four Seasons.
Isn't that your conference?
Yeah, I mean, I run it. I don't go. I run it. I just get a cut. I'm just a guy I'm an event coordinator. I'm
It's
different.
your Burning Man.
It's that's true. My Burning Man is going to a property summit
Yeah.
and going all American Psycho and
burning
killing
down the houses with a direct energy weapon.
we don't talk, Josh. We don't talk about the direct energy weapon.
Oh, okay.
Are those real? Those are real, right? Are you talking about lasers?
Yeah, Joe Rogan said they're real.
Yeah. Well, then they're definitely real.
Yeah.
And we can believe everything that man says.
They're in Antarctica or South Pole. I don't know. They're somewhere.
I mean, has Joe Rogan been inside Northrop Grumman? No, I have. I've seen the machinations of war. Mm-hmm. I've seen the gears of war turn with my own eyes. You can trust me, okay? I've seen nukes. No, I haven't seen
Joe
nukes.
Rogan's been past the filament or whatever they call it.
the ice wall?
The ice
on some
wall.
flat earth shit?
Yeah, he's been past he Truman showed it and got out.
and he came back, he's like, whoa, that's kind of his energy. He's like, whoa, this is my show.
Yeah.
Like, this is all my show. You're all actors in my show.
Yeah, he is the center of.
And I want to do his show, and I love him very much. I want to do his show someday, and I love him very much, and so does Josh.
Yeah. No, I don't want to do a show. I just want to one day be the Jamie.
That's
his producer. I'll be like,
That's hilarious. You want to be Jamie?
No, I don't want to be Jamie. I'm just gonna produce one show and not say nothing. Be like, that was a good show.
Oh, just like guest produce?
Yeah, guest produce.
That's kind of where this industry is, like the producers, well, you have your own career, you're a stand-up, you don't,
Yeah.
But it's funny that like people that just produce podcasts are kind of becoming celebrities of their own right.
Yeah.
I don't know, actually. Jamie's pretty, like a lot of podcasts, I don't know.
Well, I think he actually went to school, like electrical engineering or some shit like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He like knows what he's doing.
Your mind's been on electricity for the last...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny. Somebody told me, they're like, "Do you not worried about like that shit giving you cancer?" And I'm like, "Well, fuck it, I already have it. I just gotta figure out that buzz on the mic."
Oh, I'm so glad you brought that up, Josh. My dad is a fucking retard. I love my dad. Oh, he watches the show. I shouldn't. I love you, Dad. He's not. That was a little strong. That was
very strong.
I don't know why I went that hard.
Yeah.
He's really retarded. No, kidding.
Jesus.
I argue with my dad a lot about stuff, and growing up, I don't know if your parents ever did this, like, advised against certain things when you were young, like don't put your face too close to the microwave, or don't look too close to the TV, stuff like that.
Don't open up a comedy studio in Austin. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Don't do stand-up comedy. Just you have a degree in aerospace engineering. Go make a lot of money on Wall Street. Like, no, they didn't.
Do something you're good at.
They didn't say that. Yeah, fuck you.
That's what I was told.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I thought you were quoting my parents.
No.
That'd be hilarious.
No, that's exactly what my dad said.
Really?
Yeah. Do something you're good at.
Well, the thing is, if you do something you're good at and you hate it, if you do things that you're good at and you hate it, you're going to blow your brains out. And you're going to be on your deathbed like, whoops, I guess I'll try and again in my next life.
The one that got me was like, I was like, no, Dad, this is going to be, it was like 5 years in. He's like, hey, Josh, remember when you were 13 and you told me you're going to go to the NBA? Remember that? And I was like,
it's different.
I know.
It's different. It's different.
I know, because he laughed at my face. I was like, yeah, Dad, I go, it's different, Dad, because in comedy, I'm 6'6" and athletic. And he started laughing. And he goes, you're so full of shit. I was like, whoa.
Look at, here's the thing about dreams, Josh. They say that people that pursue, I got to get a soundboard so we could play some, anyway, I'll put a note.
Music.
Some music. I want to play some inspirational music. They say.
What you got? Oh, you got nothing.
It's not programmed. I'll program some inspirational shit.
Yeah.
People that shit on others with dreams and say, "Oh, remember when you said you'd make it to the NBA? Look what happened now. You didn't. I was right." Well, now all you motherfuckers are on strike, and you don't have a job. So how about you start being realistic and come to the table?
I think as a parent, though, it doesn't come from a place of hate. It comes from a place of love.
Of protection.
And protection.
It's still toxic,
I
though.
need to kill your dreams before life does.
And the reality is, it's just a lot of people don't really, I think a lot of people just can't, they don't want, and that's fine. It's like, it's not good or bad. It's just it's a very big sacrifice.
No, but doing what we're doing right now, it's basically in 20 years, your son telling me like, I want to be an NPC on TikTok. And he's like,
Oh, and that's the new podcasting.
And it's just like, son, this is the stupidest shit.
So, Dad, I want to do gang.
Yeah.
Gang.
Yeah, that's.
And
what
I'm like, I don't understand you, son.
exactly. That's exactly what they're going through.
I want to make 5 bread coins on TikTok. I want people to send me bread on TikTok.
Yep.
I was sent some bread on TikTok.
I don't even know what that means.
Well, get with the times, Josh.
Bread money.
It's time.
Right.
No, like bread, like
loaf of bread.
Someone sent me a loaf of bread on TikTok, which is 5 coins.
How much are these?
I
5
think that's
coins
like.
in
I
dollars?
think that's It's like 2 cents.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
So
$2 in USD, it's 2 cents.
cents.
So 5 coins is 2 cents.
Yeah.
So I actually going to be retiring from comedy. I'm going to go buy. That's actually a down payment on a house in Kuwait.
I was gonna say not here.
Not in America. The real estate market's anyway. The real estate market's fucked, dude. It
started coming down.
It's good. We need a cleansing,
There's
ethnic no.
Jesus. Look at Elgin and Manor and East Austin, the towns over there.
Yeah.
I've been looking at houses and I've seen cuts $250,000,
Really?
$150,000. Yeah. And if you look back at the beginning of 2023, at the end of 2022, their homes were worth $1 million, and now they're selling them for $650,000.
Josh,
Each month they keep cutting it.
my nose just grew 5 times this way. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But we do need, and just to tie it all back to the strikes. The strikes, let's look at the domino effect. Let's look at like the cause and effect of what's happening, I think, right now with strikes and the economy. It all comes back to the Fed. It always comes back to the Fed,
Right.
which is an unelected private banking institution
Yes.
that works for the billionaires and gives billionaires a form of social welfare in the form of quantitative easing
Okay. Well,
and money printing.
This is a question I have. Is the IMF higher than the Fed?
No, they're separate institutions.
Is it like two Feds? Like they're the Fed of Europe and we're the Federal Reserve is the Fed of the United States?
No, there's actually the Fed of Europe. The Fed of Europe is actually there's no. Well, the EU doesn't have a Federal Reserve. It's
Right.
in each country.
The IMF is the one that regulates them all.
The IMF, they don't. But the IMF to me is a separate entity. Like for example, in the UK, the UK is the Bank of England,
Correct.
and I think that kind of like serves as the Fed. I'm pretty sure they somehow they print money. I don't know if it's the Bank of England, but there's basically
They print the pound and the IMF prints the euro.
I see that's the thing. I don't think the IMF prints money. I think the IMF is funded. Let's look it up. I'm pretty sure the IMF gets funded by it's an international body. Chrome's on the right there, yeah. And then you can say person 1 right there. That's how soulless I am. So the IMF is funded, I believe, by how is the IMF financed? And if you don't know anything about this stuff, the IMF's the International Monetary Fund. So it's not like mandated by any one country. I think it's involved with the EU somehow, or the UN maybe.
The World Health Organization.
Let's look up if the IMF can print money. I'm pretty sure it cannot, but I could be wrong. I'm wrong. The International Monetary Fund printed money in 2009. Excuse me. Oh, this is a LinkedIn article. We don't want to read LinkedIn articles. Can you scroll up here? The SDRs and scroll down. Let's see if we can get Google can answer our questions. What are the powers of the IMF? Let's click on that. The IMF has 3 critical missions: furthering international monetary cooperation. Okay. Number 2, encouraging the expansion of trade and economic growth. Number 3, cooing Brazil over and over and over and over until they can't. You fucking listen to me, bitch. You're gonna make some bananas. The third result of the IMF is grow the bananas and shut your fucking mouth. I'll fucking blow your brains out, bitch. I'll fucking kill your kid in front of you. Keep printing the bananas.
Jeez. El Salvador gave him the finger.
The El Salvador gave IMF the finger?
Yeah.
How?
They said that if you make Bitcoin a currency in your country, we will cut off all funding.
That's what IMF said?
Yeah, and the president was like, "Well, fuck you."
Wow.
And he's gonna do, get this, Bitcoin volcano bonds. So he's gonna mine Bitcoin with a volcano and sell those bonds.
That's entrepreneurship. That's entrepreneurship. And and the thing is, why how come America lost that spirit?
Yeah.
We need to be going to the Yosemite and mining Bitcoin at Yosemite.
They're doing it here in Texas with the excess gas that's burning off in the oil fields.
Yeah, but I mean, the power output of that is less than a volcano. It's no Bitcoin volcano.
No, but Exxon is like getting on board.
Oh, really? I believe it. And but back to the IMF. I think it's when it comes to the public's understanding of this stuff, the IMF, people don't know what that is. Even the UN, like I watched an action movie recently. Like when Interpol shows up. And people are like, oh no, it's Interpol. Interpol can't fucking do anything. That's like the UN police.
Well, if you're in Europe, they can.
Really?
Yeah, they can arrest you.
I thought they don't have any. Or I was talking about on the ocean. I was watching what's that one movie? The Dealer of the gun. It's Nicolas Cage.
I don't think they can arrest you in the United States.
I feel like I've always thought that the Interpol. International police, right? Interpol.
Yeah,
they don't have any like power. Like
they have no jurisdiction here. But if Interpol, if your government's weak, I'm pretty sure they can arrest you in Europe.
Oh, really? I mean, because it seems when you look at bodies like even the UN, you look at IMF, you look at, let's see here, about red notices. This is interesting. Interpol cannot compel law enforcement authorities to arrest in any country. So what the fuck do they do? I mean, it's like here we go. Red notices are published by Interpol at the request of a member country. So I guess they're funded by the member countries and must comply with Interpol's constitution and rules. Do countries have to comply with red notices? Interpol cannot compel the law enforcement authorities to. Okay, they don't.
So they have to get with local authorities to arrest you.
Yeah, I guess they just help like catch like really bad criminals in international waters. But the thing is, I guess people, but when it comes back, these international entities, IMF, like to me, bro, the IMF is a fucking scam. Mm-hmm. The International Monetary Fund, because like, why would a country want to spend money with the IMF? This bitch looks like we're looking at the president of the IMF.
No, I was looking. It wasn't her. It was another lady saying that I think she's just on the board at the IMF. Is because they're trying to get rid of cash there, and if you have over $2,000 and you spend over $2,000,
bro, I've heard that in Europe they're doing that, right?
Yeah.
So what exactly is going on there?
That if you spend over $2,000 in cash and they catch you, you can go to jail.
Because they're like, where'd you get this cash?
Yeah.
And they're trying to fully digitize everything.
Yeah.
Dude, and so, when we say, and guys, when we say stuff like CBDC, because I'll be honest, like Josh, when you say CBDC, people tune out. People don't know. People they're like, I don't know. But what we're really talking about is, in Europe, it's already happening. The full digitization of money, the mandated digitization of transactions.
Yeah.
And look at what happened on the internet with everything else when it was digitized. It became controlled by corporations and the wealthy or the governments, depending on if you're a Republican, Democrat. You either think the government controls it or the corporations do. But either way, it's not you, bitch. It's not the little guy.
Was to be like China, where you get a ticket and then the camera just immediately takes it from your bank account. Your taxes are immediately done.
Right. They're automating it.
Yeah. You got a DUI or you did something horrible. Well, guess what? Now your your rating goes down. If we deem you a threat to the state, well, guess what? I just shut your money off, and now you can't buy nothing.
But Josh, you haven't thought about this. Gang gang. Gang gang.
That's what they want you to do.
Ice cream's so good.
Yeah.
Ice cream. Isn't that like kind of racist? Isn't she kind of playing like a special person with special needs
No, she's playing NPC.
that you control? That's the whole.
Yeah,
that's the
other
whole
person
angle.
controls. Yeah.
I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I feel myself getting old.
Yeah.
This is bad.
It gets faster and faster too.
This is not good,
The
Josh.
point isn't to understand. The point is to make fun of it.
I mean, I want to be in.
I don't.
You don't. I promised myself I would never ever say kids these days. Kids these days is like, no, like you're an old man. It's
I was
time to
saying
die.
kids these days when I was a kid. I didn't understand the shit that they were doing. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys?
You're building a podcast studio and you're like hammering nails into a fucking table. They're like kids these days.
I was trying to start businesses.
Yeah. You're Gary Vee over here. So let's just look at the Wikipedia page for the IMF. Let's do a little deep dive. It's right there, the first link. Oh, you're good. If you just, yeah, there we go. So, oh yeah, so it's okay. So yeah, it's the IMF. It's an agency of the UN.
Yes.
So it's funded, international financial institution funded by 190 member countries, quote, working to foster global monetary exchange rate stability. See, the thing is, when you think about like, this is an evil mission. Working to foster global monetary cooperation, not that. It's trying to stabilize currency rates.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you can't stabilize currency rates. Like, I'm not a fucking libertarian. I'm really not. But why is that?
Libertarian.
No, I believe in socialized healthcare.
Yeah.
Except for the poor. I believe in getting religion back in schools.
Yeah.
And
It's not
the
libertarian.
nuclear family.
Yeah.
And I believe in polygamy.
Oh, you're an Andrew Tatian.
No, because I'm also a beta. I don't believe in working out.
Oh, okay.
I want to have like this set of beliefs. I want to be like the impossible man. I'll be like, I'm a polygamist.
Mm-hmm.
I snort protein powder. If I play video games 9 hours a day, and if you don't, you're a pussy. I am pro climate change, pro life, pro like as in like I think it's global. I'm like scared of global warming, but I'm also pro life.
I'm gonna go with the two biggest things is war and the money system. That's what I'm voting on.
Yeah,
That's it.
you're a two policy voter, war and money.
Yeah, because that encompasses a lot of things. That encompasses starvation. That encompasses what's it called? Global warming.
Yeah,
Because if you have more war, what is that going to do? You know what I mean? It's going to cause more pollution.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can get those two things, I think you solve half of the world's problems with fixing the war, fixing perpetual war, and fixing money. And the way you do that is if you fix the money, they can't have perpetual war because you can't keep spending.
Yep.
Because what I really think, and this is me, a guy who lives in Texas, who's never really traveled, doesn't really know anybody, hasn't done shit with his life. This is what I think.
Hey, come on.
I think that they're there to continue the wars, to make sure that
Who's there? The politicians?
the IMF,
The IMF.
make sure that the wars keep getting funded. That's all it's about.
I mean, I agree, and it's incredible that they have all these fucking Ivy League economists that probably work that work for the IMF. I never thought about working there, but you know, it's Wall Street adjacent. Let's look. It started with 29 members. This is kind of the background on the IMF. It started with 29 member countries and the goal of reconstructing the IMF, the International Monetary System after World War II. It plays a central role in the management of balance of payments difficulties and international financial crises Through a quota system, countries contribute funds to a pool from which countries can borrow if they experience balance of payments problems. So they'll, you know what I've read about them? They actually they restructure debt
Yeah.
for bankrupt companies,
Like
Greece.
Yeah.
Right.
And
it's
then
like,
Greece said, fuck you, we're not paying you.
yeah. So Greece, the IMF gives Greece
So they take
money.
their land.
So that they, as in the IMF is run by the UN, so the UN takes,
Yeah.
so they can sanction them if they don't pay them back. That's incredible that the IMF. Let's look at the IMF's website. IMF in Greece, the real truth, sponsored on the IMF.com website or .org website. Is this a transcript from a meeting? Let's see. Scroll down a little bit. Let's see here.
Try your thing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. I have a trackpad. Amazing. I totally forgot. Guys, every week at this show, look at this shit. We fucking upgrade because my grandpa died. Thanks, Grandpa. A little treat here. Look at this. This is the future. A little wireless trackpad. Pretty cool. It's actually... Steve Jobs would be rolling in his grave. You know what we should do today, too?
What?
We have to watch the Apple video from their new conference.
The 15 that's like a gram lighter.
They didn't make any fucking change to the iPhone. It's a disgrace.
They changed. They put a new charger.
Oh yeah. Oh right.
And it's like $140 to buy the new.
Yeah, the
Thunderbolt.
USB-C.
Yeah.
And
everybody already has.
And no one gives a fuck about, like, if that's like one of the big changes. And in their presentation, they had a fucking, like, we'll watch it later. I don't want to spoil it, but it's a hilarious video.
And I'll show you another one about the infrared. Apparently, your iPhone takes a picture of you every 5 seconds.
Well, I have that programmed already.
Okay,
For me,
perfect.
it's especially, when I let other people use my phone. I have photos of everyone.
It just has a bunch of pictures of you jacking off over your phone.
Probably, honestly. No, I don't watch porn. I'm not a beta. If you do watch porn, you're kind of a beta.
You're cucking yourself.
You are. You're. That's actually a great way to put it. You're a virtual cuck.
Yeah.
You're cucking yourself.
Yeah.
Which I support, but I wouldn't do it. But it's your thing. It's your thing. All right. Maybe let's go back. Wow.
It was on the other one. It's on this one.
Oh, on the Wikipedia. Yeah. I kind of just want to see, like, I want to see the bad shit they've done. I want to be objective. Let's see. Let's try and defend the IMF. According to the IMF itself, it works to foster global growth and economic stability. We heard that. The rationale. Fuck. I just clicked on my booking spreadsheet. Oh God. The rationale for this is that private international capital markets function imperfectly, and many countries have limited access to financial markets. Such market imperfections, together with balance of payments financing, which is the debt restructuring, right, provide the justification for official financing. And they have this program called the Poverty Reduction and Growth Facility. I mean, this is just a bunch of bullshit.
Go back up.
Where's
right? Stop. A particular concern of the IMF was to prevent financial crises such as those in Mexico in 1982.
That's fucking hilarious, dude.
They lost half their currency overnight.
They're like, a particular concern of the IMF was to prevent financial crises. For example, the crises that happened include Mexico, Brazil, East Asia, and Russia. I mean, from spreading to the rest of the world. From spreading to the rest of the world. Surveillance of the global economy. Fuck you. You can't surveil the global economy. The IMF is mandated to oversee. I mean, dude, they try to manipulate currencies. Some entities that are not IMF members include Palestine, Hong Kong, Macau. I mean, it's this whole. This is some real, like, shadow fucking all Illuminati shit, bro. You know what I mean? I don't want to be too.
Go up and see what's about Taiwan.
Oh, there's a Taiwan thing?
A little more. Stop. There we go. Former members are Cuba and Taiwan, which was ejected from the IMF in 1980 after losing the support of the United States President Jimmy Carter.
And was replaced by the People's Republic of China.
However, Taiwan province of China is still listed in the official IMF.
Oh, okay. So it's like your side bitch. The IMF has like a side. It's like the Taiwan's like a side hoe.
Well, I mean, Taiwan's like, we believe you, China. They're part of you.
It just seems like an entity that that causes war, like you said, dude. This
That's
is a
her.
long.
Scroll up. That was her.
Oh, where
Down.
the current director?
No, down. Her. Christine
Ooh, this chick?
Lagarde. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
She's the director.
Why don't we do some zooms? Look at this bitch.
She scares me. Yeah.
This chick has said like, this is the current president of the IMF,
Director.
the current managing director of the IMF.
Yeah.
She said like to Greece. What's her name? Christine
Lagarde. She kind of looks.
See,
she kind of looks like what's his name? Jeff Bezos with a wig.
She kind of does look like Jeff Bezos with the wig.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like hair plugs.
A little bit.
Here's how you know, and just stay on the photo of her. Here's how you know the IMF is a fucked up system. Is that these are full pure diamond earrings. Okay?
They're a family heirloom.
No. This was paid with the blood of Greek children.
Jeez.
Okay? Greek children died in war for those earrings. And honestly, they look great on her.
Yeah.
They look sexy. Like, I think she pulls it off well. I love the suit.
She wears the suit better than I do.
Yeah. She's more of a man than both of us.
Oh, definitely.
Let's dive into Christine Lagarde. French. Can you I bet she'd be like, on calls with Greece, she'd be like, "Oh, we cannot pay you back." Or Greece would be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, we cannot pay." I can't do any accents. I gotta get better at this shit. I was just doing Arab just now. "Oh, I'm sorry." Oh, that was Asian.
I don't know what you were doing.
What's Greek? What's a Greek accent? I'm Greek. I am Greek.
That's Russian.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm not good at accents either.
Greece, whoever the president of Greece was just like, "I'm sorry, we can't pay you. We can't do it." And this bitch is just like, "Oh, but you must pay. You must pay us." That's Italian.
Yeah.
You must.
I
Oui,
feel
oui,
like,
oui, oui.
French is like,
But you must pay us. You must pay us.
So she's, let me see.
I will kill your family.
She resigned from the IMF following the nomination as president of the ECB.
Oh, the ECB is the European Federal Reserve.
Oh.
That's what the ECB is. So it's the European Central Bank.
Yep. There you go.
And so Europe is such a funny continent because it's the EU is kind of like the United States, but the states are not. The states are countries
Yeah.
as opposed to actual states. So it's an interesting way to structure.
And they don't have a Texas,
They don't.
You know what I mean by that? Like, there's nobody is like. Wait.
No, Germany. Germany's Texas.
Germany is not the Texas.
Germany is the Texas. Yeah. There's Nazis in both. There's nothing. Yeah. Ooh. Let's maybe the first one. Let's go up a little bit. Are you trying to find the one where she talks about it's illegal to spend
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if we can play videos because if the sounds, you think the sound will work?
I was gonna put it on the
laptop.
Yeah. You want to try one?
Nah. Let's
All right.
Yeah, actually, I do want to. I was that was a fun dive. We're kind of all over the place. I would like to get back to the strikes,
All right.
if that's cool.
Yeah.
So, if you go to my notes behind there and just click on the second one there. So, and maybe full screen that, and then crank up the volume. Sorry, down here as well. Beautiful.
I think it's on the TV. Oh no, it's on this one.
Sweet. And I'm just going to go to the interview real quick. So just before I play the interview, a lot of there's been a lot of reaction there. Before I play the interview of the strike, of the CEO. So the CEO of GM, it was interviewed by CNN, and she and it's two women actually. That's cool. The CEO of GM is a woman. You know, I don't necessarily know if maybe that's why they're striking. Maybe a lot of these auto workers are like, that cunt is some bitch is the CEO. No, the attitude. Here's the reason that people are actually striking. The attitude of the CEO is what really is disgusting. Let's watch. Hopefully, we don't get kicked off YouTube for this one.
Night deadline. Why is that? Well, I think that's a question you probably need to ask the UAW because we have a very compelling offer on the table. I'm very frustrated because I think we had an offer that resonates with our people. It's a historic offer. Gross wage increases of 20% that compound to 21%, maintaining world-class health care.
Wow, a historic offer, Josh. A historic offer to the union of auto workers. 20% wage increase over 4 years. 20% over 4 years. You do the math on that, and you adjust for the projected inflation over the next 4 years, and that's a real wage decrease of 99.9%. Okay? We're going to have hyperinflation. This bitch knows it, and we're all going to die.
Yeah, I think everybody knows
it's going to collapse into civil war. That's why they're striking. And no, obviously I'm joking. I'm being alarmist.
Oh, isn't that what Bill Gates said?
Really?
Remember when we saw that we read that Forbes article where he said there's not going to be an election because he feels that we're so divided. Remember?
Oh, yeah. I love it when billionaires with philanthropic funds that control almost all of Africa.
And then if you look on Snopes,
say shit like that.
It says 50-50.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, he did say that, but that's not what he meant.
What he meant was you're going to die.
Yeah.
He's not going to die.
Yeah.
But look, I used to work in finance, and I actually used to engage a lot with, full disclosure, I used to interface with the automotive industry at my job, actually. Very cool industry, what they're doing with autonomous vehicles, blah, blah, blah. It's interesting stuff. But it's a massive corporation nonetheless. It's the same as all the rest of them. And for this, the CEO of GM to put an offer like that and the CEO of GM is defending her offer as if she says it's a historic offer. Bitch, it's historic in the fact that it's probably the worst fucking offer you could give someone. 20% over 4 years, bro. I mean, that's really this affects tens of thousands of people.
That's more than any job I've heard of increasing. I mean, it doesn't cover inflation.
And that's the thing is, it is better than all the other deals. Like, I'm sure Hollywood is ass fucking the writers.
Yes.
Like, they're getting ass fucked.
Yeah.
So it is, like, compared to the other strikes, the offer's good. But it's still a dog shit offer. Because if inflation is 9% this year, sorry, by the way, if you're not a numbers guy or gal, well, let's be honest, you're probably a man if you listen to this. If you're a woman that listens to this, DM me. No, I'm kidding. Don't DM me. I don't talk to my female fans on purpose because you saw him in Russell Brand.
Yeah.
Russell Brand hugged a woman and now they're charging him with rape. No, joking. He was. I'm kidding. You might be wondering, do we side with Russell Brand on this podcast? And the answer is no, we don't. No. The guy, I mean, did you see him on Jimmy Fallon?
No.
There was a female guest and he grabbed her on the show and made her sit on his lap. Very weird vibes. Was
this 2004?
It was a while ago.
It was 2004.
Different time. Back then you could grab a woman and make her sit on your lap.
Yeah,
back then that was like normal.
Yeah.
You know what else used to be normal, Josh? Segregated schools. But that's not okay.
Stupid.
That's a bit I'm going to do now. You know what else used to be okay, Josh? slavery.
I think you should take the glasses off when you do. Don't put them on because it looks like you're for it when you put the glasses on.
Fuck yeah, you're right. You know what else was not is the slavery? Is that worse?
I don't know.
They're both bad.
They're both bad.
It's so hard to have an original fucking podcast. Every time I put these on, I'm like, oh, I'm doing Tim Dillon. Every time I zoom in on something, I'm like, oh, I'm doing Red Bar. I gotta do my own thing.
You are. It's a Red Bar Tim Dillon thing.
I want to be Red Bar for tech.
Yeah.
That's my angle.
Yeah.
Because no one's doing that.
Okay, let me ask you this: If you believe we're going into hyperinflation, right?
I do believe that.
Why wouldn't you? And how long? How many years?
A decade.
A decade.
Yeah.
Okay, so
10 years.
10 years from now. Well, what about in 3 years from now?
I think it could stay flat. I don't think it's gonna get better.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna go flat to worse.
Yeah. So I leased a car, and I have the payout in 3 years, right, of what it's supposed to be, which I'm gonna buy it.
What does that mean? Payout?
So at the end of a lease, you pay per. You want 10,000, 15, 20,000 miles per year, and it's not your car. You're basically just renting it for a while. But at the end of the lease, if you would like to, you can purchase the vehicle.
So, lease to buy.
Correct. So
okay.
So let's say your vehicle at the end of the lease is $30,000 3 years from now. Would you be able to purchase it and then sell it right after for even more money because of inflation?
Well, I mean, now you're on the big short stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're basically like shorting the dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're I mean, you have a lot. I mean, with your debt, if anyone who has debt, not you, anyone with debt, you're shorting the dollar.
I'll put it this way:
the value of the dollar.
I remember when I worked
which means you're betting against
selling Toyotas. 2015, when I was selling Toyotas, Sequoia fully loaded was like $65,000. A fully loaded Sequoia
in 2016.
In 2015.
2015. Okay.
In 2023, a fully loaded Sequoia is $82,000.
No fucking way.
Yeah, it's gone up that much. So
what was the first number?
Like 65,000.
65 to 82.
To 82.
Damn. And but the thing is, yeah, like I think it is clever. Like there are certain ways I think that you can make in hyperinflation work for you, which is our next segment: how to make hyperinflation work for you. The first step is to be a billionaire. The step 2 is to cause hyperinflation. Step 3 is, I don't know. You can't make it work for you because I think yeah. I mean, if it really gets bad, the whole thing collapses. So if you think like a counterparty is going to like fulfill their side of the contract, when like you can like the people can never win. The people can never ever win.
Well, okay. So if you're a country,
too much.
If you're a country, right, and let me ask you: you think we'll ever get out of the debt?
No.
Have? Okay. It's not. You can't, right?
Unless it's canceled.
And how?
It's not going
to. But other countries won't let you cancel it. So what's the other thing you do? You can print a bunch of it to pay it off, devaluing your currency.
Right.
Right. And so you don't raise taxes, so people don't see it. You just secretly steal it from the bank.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a hidden tax. So I mean, and that might be what the U.S. is doing on purpose to pay down a lower value. I mean, you really look at you look at and to bring it back to the strikes, the people are striking because they're finding that there's too much month at the end of their paycheck, and they're wondering why. They're not going on vacations. The average person isn't an idiot. They're not like spending more money randomly. You know, they're not having the iced macchiato every morning. All these fucking billionaires are like, you want to save some money? Don't spend $10 a day on coffee. It's actually good advice. Actually, I think.
Yeah, but people, that's the part that irks the shit out of me. It was like when people are like, just stay home and get Uber Eats. It's like, bitch, I can't afford Uber Eats.
Oh, I know. About? Well, I fucking hate Elon Musk, but he made a great term. He coined a great term, which is the laptop class. The laptop class is such a good way to describe it because that's what it is. I'm in the laptop class. I'm a laptopy. It's people that do remote jobs. They make $120K a year. They do work 2 hours a day and they DoorDash everything.
Yeah.
And they leech the economy. basically the laptop class, if you work at Google, you work at these tech companies, when you make $150,000 a year and you work 2 hours a week, you are literally being subsidized by Google. You're basically on UBI. You basically don't have a job, but your effective job is senior software engineer 2. But you do 2 hours of work a week.
I don't blame any of those people.
Hey, I mean, get your money.
Yeah,
I don't blame them.
Work smarter.
But I'm trying to tell the truth. As far I'm a soldier. I'm a truth teller. That's what I do. I'm a free speech soldier. I would die for this. Not that. No, I would. No, I wouldn't. Don't kill me. Okay. The reason that Google is able to pay $150,000 a year to all these people that don't do any fucking work, that they change a button color from blue to red, or they sign off on some shit, or they're a bullshit employee. It's a BS job. Mm-hmm. Well, let's ask ourselves, where did Google get that money? They got that money because they have a monopoly on the search engine market, so all of these employees at Google and in big tech are in a way I see it as a form of UBI that has been allowed, almost mandated by a government that won't break up these companies to cause more competition. If the companies were broken up, there's no way that Google would be wealthy enough to pay a salary that high. The wages of the laptop class are disgustingly inflated. And you might be saying, well, Sean, they have great skills. They went to school for 6 years to learn software engineering. I don't give a fuck. You don't. In what economy that actually makes sense does someone that works 2 hours a week get paid $200,000 a year? That's not fair. How is that fucking fair?
Somebody throwing a football gets paid $20 million a year. It's like.
But they work 80 hours a week. They hit the gym. They travel. That's not an easy job.
Oh no, it's not an easy job. But I mean, if you do the comparison as far as the wage gap between those two, it breaks down almost equally hourly.
That's true. But I like football, and I hate software engineers.
I mean, it's just the way somebody who's genetically gifted to be more athletic, somebody can be genetically gifted to be smarter. So it's just easier for them.
Are you hitting on me?
It's just easier for them, stupid, to make money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then there's other people, they work 3 jobs, and it's just, I'm going to put out my physical effort and stack this and drive the car for Uber and be this and work a night shift, and I'm making, $800 a week.
So what you're saying is those people are lazy and they should learn to code?
No, it's not. Oh, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
what you're saying is they should have tried harder?
No.
And they should have sucked it up even though they didn't have a dad in the family, and that kind of cascaded into a lot of problems in their life? You're saying they should have sucked it up?
No, I'm saying.
I'm joking.
You can't get rich off your labor.
Yeah.
Ever.
Well, it's a trap. I mean, it's a fucking suck. It's if you're working 3 jobs, if you're working 3 jobs, how are you going to get more skills? If you're a single mom with 2 kids, working 3 jobs, you don't have time to go to school. I mean, and look, I know that America is the country with the most economic mobility. Is that true?
I don't know.
Let's not find out. I kind of want to leave it as a mystery. Having access to the internet kind of ruins all these questions. Yeah. I want to misinform you guys. I want to misinform you, but I kind of can't because I'm constantly being fact checked. My name's Sean Jones. Let's keep watching this video. I kind of want to watch some more of this chick. She's kind of attractive. Yeah, right there. Full screen that bitch.
Oh, she looks like Mary Tyler Moore.
Oh, yeah.
Aspects as well. I think one thing that's most important is job security. And, we're in an incredibly exciting time in this industry right now as we make the transformation from internal combustion engine vehicles to electric vehicles. And General Motors is well poised. We have a pipeline coming And so when we look at that and we look at how this could, delay that.
The only pipeline coming is the pipeline coming in the auto workers' asses. That's the pipe. You're fucking them. Fucking them good.
It's at a critical juncture. So we have a
By the way, this show, we are not pro-union. But we're also not anti-union. We're a third thing. We're anti-both.
I think is very, very important. That proposal sits at the table. Our team is ready to be at the table again. They're waiting, and we need to get back. We need the UAW leadership to get back to the table, get these issues resolved so we can get people back to work.
The UAW also struck against GM in 2019. So
Okay, I love the back. Look at this car in the background.
Yeah, Chevy Z71.
I mean, I thought that was like is that like the new car everyone wants?
No, that's like a mid-level truck. They got a lot nicer ones than that one.
Why are they're like advertising the fucking brands while they're debating?
Aren't they at the car like a car show or something?
Yeah. Oh, is Chevy made by GM?
I don't know.
Anyway, let's keep watching.
Strikes in 4 years. What do you think you're getting wrong?
Well, I think each of those are very different. And I think, 19 had its whole set of issues very different. It took a long time to go through all of that.
Do you hear the audio actually is not that good. Let's really, this is a little audio engineering lesson for I want our listeners to be very well versed in AV, which is audio video. Let's listen to the audio. It was produced very badly.
Each of those are very different. And I think, 19 had its whole set of issues.
Do you hear like that? Like,
it's I bet you have
it's a boom. They needed a boom.
This isn't live, is it?
No, it's not live.
Yeah, they probably you can hear the room noise whenever she stops talking. It goes quiet. And then it goes up and quiet. But they're in a big area with it's all spread.
They should have mic'd her up.
They did mic her up. Oh no, they probably have a boom over her.
Yeah. I don't know why I fixated on that, but it does change my perspective. The audio quality being worse makes me less convinced that she's going to come to the table.
Very different. It took a long time to go through all of that. But if you look at where we are right now, we understand the world has changed. And that's why we put a historic offer on the table with the increases. I think our manufacturing team is the best.
Is a bunch of dumb sheep, and they better start fucking working again. This is a little fun soundbite. I got to get some funny soundboard stuff.
Offer on the table with the increases. I think our manufacturing team is
a bunch of alcoholic drunks, and you better fucking shut up and get back to work. Or you can learn to code. Either take the offer or learn to code. Those are your options. Okay? Hey, you don't this is what she's saying. She's like, you don't want to make cars on the line? You should have gone to Harvard, got an MBA like me. Maybe you should have tried a little harder in school, you fucking idiot. Maybe you should have done Alpheus in high school, okay?
But I think they know.
My husband cheats on me because I'm a fucking cunt.
Jeez. I think they know that in by the end of the decade that they're gonna have robots replacing a lot of these people, and they don't want to make a long-term deal because it's like, well, we have to invest that into the robots that don't get tired.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pro automation. I think that like when you have rapid technological innovation and jobs get displaced, there are these things called Luddites. You know what a Luddite is? Luddites are the people that get left behind and they destroy. Historically, there's been then these things where the Luddites rise up, aka the normal people. Luddites is like a pejorative term. Mm-hmm. They rise up and they'll destroy the factory. Like when the machine for not like a cotton,
Mm-hmm.
the cotton machine, the cotton gin displaced a lot of workers. And
wait.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah.
I didn't mean it like that.
Those poor workers. Not the cotton gin.
You know the cotton.
Some will call them slaves. I don't know. So
no. The consenting workers.
Oh,
No,
okay.
No, I thought the cotton gin was in the factory.
I have no idea.
What is? Do you know what the cotton gin does?
It picks the seeds out of the cotton.
Yeah. Like I think they do, but but not. It's not on the field. Like they don't use it on the field. Like it's not.
It was Cotton Eye Joe that invented it, right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Let's. Yes, actually.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna start saying yes. You know, people are like worried about misinformation. I think everything on here is absolutely true, and you can quote us on it. Let's cut back to this bitch.
Is the best on the field. The way they managed through the COVID situation and continue to build cars, trucks, and crossover. The way that we managed and they, moved with us as we went through the semiconductor shortage and still the supply challenges that we see today. They're very resilient, and I want to recognize them because our manufacturing team, along with the engineering team, for the last 2 years, has been #1 in JD Power qualities.
These are all just bullshit talking points. JD Power quality. I don't give a fuck about the JD Power quality. I want more money. There's a I want to get to
the a very talented asking for a 40% wage.
Okay, here's the big question. This is why you watch this fucking show. Ready? Here's the question that she gets asked, and this is hilarious.
And so that's why I'm so disappointed and frustrated.
Bitch, you're a CEO. You should never be disappointed. You make millions of dollars a year. You should not be disappointed or frustrated. You're sad that your workers won't come back to work. Guess how they feel? Badly.
Is asking for a 40% wage increase over 4 years. They're asking for that in part because they say CEOs like yourself, leading the big three, are making those kind of pay increases over the course of the last 4 years. You've seen a 34% pay increase in your salary. You make almost $30 million. Why should your workers not get the same type of pay increases that you're getting leading the company?
Look at her. Cut back to her. She wants to say this to the reporter. Because it's a free market, cunt. Hey, how about you empower me, bitch? We're two women here. Why aren't you empowering me? It's a free market. That's why I make $30 million a year, bitch. These fucking cunt reporters. She went to like the Four Seasons bar after this, kicked up her feet, and she's like, yeah, I had this bitch interview. You know CNN, Chinese Communist China News Network? China News Network. This kind of interviewed me. She's like, why do you get paid $30 million a year? Because I went to Harvard, bitch. That's why I get $30 million a year. I fucking hate my life. I fucking hate my husband. My husband is such a fucking... What are you doing tonight, baby? You want to fuck me?
Well, if you look at compensation, my compensation, 92% of it is based on performance of the company. I think
92% of it. Yeah, let's stop using percent and let's talk about absolute figures. Let me just play this one more time so you guys have context. This is the CEO of GM talking about her salary, and it's being compared to the average worker's salary in the auto union.
Increasing your salary, you make almost $30 million. Why should your workers not get the same type of pay increases that you're getting leading the company?
Well, if you look at compensation, my compensation, 92% of it is based on performance of the company. I think.
Okay, let's do the math then. You want to talk percentages? You want to get mathematical? I'm autistic. I'll fucking crush you.
But is it $30 million like they're giving her cash salary, or is it stock options?
I'm sure some of that is restricted stock-based RSUs, they say. Yeah. Restricted stock units. I'm sure some of that is restricted stock. But GM is a stable company.
Yeah.
It's not a fucking startup.
Wait, did they go bankrupt back in 2008?
Shh. No,
hey, the only one that didn't go bankrupt was Ford. You know what's crazy? They just took out a $9.2 billion loan recently.
Ford?
Yeah, and they did that back in 2008. They took like a $2 billion loan. And that's why they didn't go bankrupt. And they did it again. Ford did a $9 billion loan.
I mean, the fact that like GM was bailed out. They were bailed out. Mm-hmm. And that... it's unbelievable. Like, you can't bail out. I mean, this is what they do, though. This is what they do. They bail out these companies for billions of dollars, and then they pay the CEOs $30 million.
Well, before they bail them out, they make sure to buy some stock.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Or especially with the airline industry too.
Yeah.
Like, we saw Southwest Airlines got bailed out, and all of these airlines were widely criticized. Because with the bailout money, they bought back their stock.
Yeah.
which just enrich the shareholders. But if I'm the CFO, here's what's different about me from other podcasters, guys. I'm a CFO. I don't just take the liberal take or the like, oh, well, fuck Southwest. I have a good detailed take. That's why you watch the show. And you should subscribe to the Patreon. When a company gets bailed out for billions of dollars, it should be like the IMF. There should be restrictions on how they use that money. And I'm pretty sure with the airline industry, there were restrictions. I think some of the bailout money, they had to only use it towards paying the workers, right?
I have no idea.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that's true. But either way, when companies get bailed out, really, when this happened, it really fucking pissed me off. Why we're in America? Why can't we let the companies fail? Let the company go bankrupt. Too big. It's just too big to fail. Shit. With same with the banks. These airlines are like the airlines. See, the thing is, Southwest Airline, worst airline. I fucking hate Southwest.
Isn't it better than Spirit?
No.
Oh.
No, because on Spirit you have real, authentic people on Spirit Airlines.
Oh.
Genuine pores. Southwest, you have people that are cosplaying like they can actually travel and that they're rich.
Oh.
And it's like families.
Yeah.
It's like the most, like I went one time, Josh, I went on a Southwest Airlines flight and it was me and 400 babies.
Yeah.
There were no parents. It was crazy. It was me and 400 screaming babies.
For years, that's all I flew.
Southwest?
That's all I knew.
Me too. I fucking hate Southwest. And that's a company with zero IT infrastructure. The way they board, everything about that business is from the fucking early 2000s, and they should have gone bankrupt a long fucking time ago. And they almost did during COVID. But the fucking CEOs of these airlines and the management teams, they said, oh, here's how toxic these CEOs are. Here's what they said. It's very smart what they did. They went, if you let us go bankrupt, we will have to fire the employees. That's toxic because
But isn't
no
that
one.
true too?
It's true, but the way they frame it is disgusting because no one. Hey, you're a CEO. If you're a CEO, you're a capitalist and you believe in free markets. If you believe in free markets, you cannot say to other people, you're making us go bankrupt. You need to give us a handout.
Well, didn't the government shut them down?
Yeah.
If you make
Josh,
somebody,
you destroyed my point.
if you're making a company shut down their, how are they supposed to pay?
But we had a pandemic, Josh.
Oh, I don't know about that, but
No, I'm
yeah,
kidding. No, you are right. That is a very good counterpoint. If the business shut down, then they deserve some sort of compensation, right?
I mean, I don't know. I some people, like, okay, when the whole thing happened, I didn't get unemployment. I had a business, so they didn't give me unemployment. They gave me a $1,200 check, and they said you can have a loan.
A 0% loan?
No, 3.6. Which is still not too bad,
Yeah.
but still, you know what I mean?
It's not zero.
No,
You didn't do PPP?
no, because
You didn't buy a Rari with PPP?
No, I did the EIDL loan, which is like a 30-year mortgage.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but if
So
I did
you
the
weren't
PPP
bailed out.
No, if I did the PPP loan, I would have had to pay it back within 4 years.
Yeah. Jesus, man. Well, that is a good point. I mean, bailing with the airlines, it is tough because there's no really. I mean, one way to look at it is that the airlines should not have been shut down at all, and they just should have, and the government should not have shut down the airlines.
I thought airlines don't make money. I thought everything's subsidized by the government. That the airlines don't really, like, they never have a profit.
They're publicly traded companies.
Yeah,
That I think they're like in Wall Street looks at their earnings.
yeah,
But you're saying they're effectively government contract, like
yeah, corporate
like-
welfare, where like they get large subsidies.
I don't think I'm not sure if they do or not, but anyway, it's very complicated. You know, it's there's no right answer to this. And when it comes down to, let me just play this one more time for you guys. This is the GM CEO defending her salary, and I just think it's crazy how this is her tone deafness is the reason people are striking.
Why should your workers not get the same type of pay increases that you're getting leading the company?
Well, if you look at compensation, my compensation, 92% of it is based on performance of the company. I think one of the strong aspects.
Okay, 92%, 30 million. Let's just say it's all cash. 30 million, which is not accurate. 30 million times 0.92. So 27.6 million. So she gets asked, why should workers get paid? Why should workers get a bump of 20%, but you get a bump of over 36 or whatever percent higher? And she goes, well, you have to understand that 92% of my performance is based on the performance of the company. Well, even if you subtract out 92% of 3 million or 30 million, you're still left with $2.4 million of base compensation. So your base compensation is $2.4 million a year, Mary, and you think you deserve that over and it increasing at a higher rate? She makes more and it increases at a higher rate than the auto workers who make less, and it's increasing at a lower rate.
But the reason she gets paid so much is so she can come out in public and tell you why everybody should get paid less, which saves the company money.
Right.
That's really her job.
She's chief propagandist.
So yeah, so that 30 million, that's for her to explain why you're getting paid less.
I mean, look, we've come to the table.
Yeah.
I come on the table every night. I go to the table. Look, I'm the GM CEO. Look, I came to the table and I came all over the table with my dildo and I came on the contract and they didn't want it. I don't know what to say. They don't want my pussy.
It's like I have a company, right? And all my workers are like, I need to get paid more money. And I know if I have to pay them more money, it's going to cost me $100 million. But I know you're Sean. You know how to talk. Tell you what, Sean, the more money you save me, the more money I'm going to pay you. I'm going to give you $3 million, but whatever more you save me, I'll give you like a third of that.
I mean, I'll tell you this much, dude. I don't think they should be striking at all. I think they should be happy with what they have.
Jeez.
Let's keep watching.
I think they should go work for UPS because they're going to make a lot more money.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think you have to look at the whole compensation package, not only 20% increase in gross wage, but also the profit sharing aspect of it, world-class healthcare, and there's stuff.
World-class healthcare? Bitch, we're in America. Nothing's world-class about the healthcare. Let me get this straight. World-class healthcare? Are we in Sweden? Did we move to Sweden? Because if we're not in Sweden, it's not world-class. What are we? Oh. World-class healthcare. What does that include? $800 a month diabetes medication? Co-pays of $1,000 to go to the ER? That's what I pay. $750 copay to go to the ER? That's world-class to you? Not that I work at GM, but it's probably similar. I have great healthcare. It's world-class. World-class healthcare. What a fucking lying bitch. World-class healthcare. How dare you say that? How dare you say that on live TV?
Several other features. So we think we have a very.
And then she says she's such a bullshit. Several other features. Look at this.
Profit sharing for our represented employees. And our represented employees is designed is not only are we putting a 20% increase on the table, we have profit sharing. So when the company does well, everyone does well.
Let's look up the GM stock. How well is that profit sharing going? Could we just look up GM stock? Let's see how well the profit sharing is going. Hit 5 years or whatever. Not well, bitch. Not well. You're doing a bang up job, Mary. Wow. Real good job. GM's been flat. I remember I bought GM stock in 2016 and I sold it because it sucks.
2011, look.
It's a fucking joke.
Wow.
This is you got a great pipeline of business. The company's like, what was it in 20? And there's been no stock splits or anything, bro.
No.
It's been all these companies are probably getting fucked. Forwards all over the place. It's a
Same thing.
nightmare.
Coming from 2011, it was higher in 2011.
Yeah. So they don't even return any money, but they have a great dividend yield. So sorry if you're not really into stocks. You can just keep listening and maybe learn something and stop being poor.
Look at that one though.
Tesla's another one. Tesla, that'll make you some money. Let's go back to the video. I just want to make sure there's nothing else here to cover, but I'm pretty sure.
For the last several years, that's resulted in record profit sharing for our represented employees. And I think you have to look at the whole compensation package, not only 20% increase focus I have right now.
So let's talk about profits, because in 2009, GM filed for bankruptcy, was bailed out by the U.S. government. Workers made concessions to keep their jobs, to keep the company alive. Why shouldn't workers be entitled to what they gave up 15 years ago, especially since GM is making record profits right now?
Well, first of all, this is a very cyclical business, and we've had
it's cyclical.
a very strong run. I think part of that is because of the demand for the economy and what we've been through with unprecedented with COVID and semiconductor challenges.
It's so easy to be a CEO. Why is the business not going well? Well, I mean, look, when you look at what we look at, we continue to look at what we look at with COVID, and you look at with the semiconductors and with China. I could kill it as a CEO. Why do workers deserve less than what they were paid? Why are workers paid less than what they were paid $15 on a real wage basis? Well, I mean, look, when you look at China and you look at what the tariffs with China, and you look at what's happening in Brazil with when you look at these trans kids are destroying the economy. You look at you look at Donald Trump. You look at what Trump said, and his the way he affected the economy. You look at COVID. You look at the semiconductors. My son doesn't talk to me. He doesn't talk to me. Yeah. So shut your fucking mouth about the wages.
I think. Okay, so all this is conspiracy Josh talking now.
Okay.
So I think this is.
Let's make a soundbite. Make a note. Soundboard.
Conspiracy.
Conspiracy Josh. Wait, let me get a clean take of it. Ready? Conspiracy Josh. All right, I'll put that on the soundboard.
So we're changing the form of capitalism that we have, because we can't do a consumer-based economy because, well, we have less money.
From what to what? Changing capitalism from what to what?
From crony capitalism to straight up fascism. So that's where we're going, right?
Yeah.
And it's because we can the whole point in the system we had before is just continuous growth, right? But we're not having continuous growth because millennials and Gen Z are having less children.
They don't want to work.
And I guess that's part of it, but also all the debt and everything. So we can't.
It's mostly the debt. I think it's mostly the debt.
We can't consume as much, and the people that are coming to America, it's not hitting. They're not spending as much either, you know.
Right.
So all the new immigrants that are coming, so they have to change it. And how do you change it? Well, first you got to streamline the workers. Mm-hmm. Get as many of them out. You want it because we can't pay these big old 401ks anymore. Pensions. Get them all the fuck out.
The pension is the thing of the past.
Put robots, right? Cause scarcity, and then you don't own shit. You rent it. The whole thing. You won't own anything.
Right.
And be happy.
Well, that's a great point because I was at the property summit in Cincinnati, and they were talking all about that.
Oh, perfect. I mean, but is that, do you get what I'm saying?
I understand.
Because the only way it works is if you continue to get more debt and higher sales and better quarters, and we just don't have the population to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Specifically here in America.
Yeah. No, that I mean, it's very true. I mean, I think it's really sad. I mean, it's sad the direction that's going. And I mean, yeah, when you talk about like going from crony capitalism to like just straight up like fascist capitalism.
Yeah.
I mean, it's and as things become digitized. I mean, I think but history always, if you understand history, none of this is new and none of it should surprise people, but no one knows their history. And I'm not a fucking expert, but like, and I've said this before on the show, like, and people like really, really hate it when I say this. A lot of people hate this show, by the way. Good. We have like hate watchers.
That's good.
Which I love. I love my haters more than my fans.
And people do know history, okay? In the 90s, the Dallas Cowboys won the championship. Michael Irvin, this history.
And what we're seeing now is it's going to be a repeat. We're going to have a Cowboys See the Super Bowl. We just become a sports podcast. Just do sports bits. No, when you look at the pick six of the last game was great. No, okay. I don't know. The only sports term I know is pick six.
Oh, okay.
If you don't know football, here's a little fun thing you can take home. Just say pick six, and people are like, oh, that guy knows his shit. Just say pick six and sack percentage, right?
No.
Sack percentage is like what I tell my ex-girlfriend. I'm like, make sure you have a high sack percentage when you're doing it. Blowjobs, that is.
Yes.
When you look at the history, like America will not last forever. No country in the history of human civilization has lasted forever. Society, and it's like so controversial to say that America will end. That's not a threat, Mr. FBI agents watching. Not a threat. I'm grateful to be in America. I really am. I'd rather be in Sweden, but I'm grateful to be in America. It's all right. It's like a B plus.
Yeah.
You know, turning into a B though. Kind of turning into a B minus.
Yeah.
Kind of turning into a C plus. Kind of a C city.
Yeah, but
we're kind of a C tier country now.
But if everybody's gonna be going lower in ranking, then
relatively we're the best of the worst.
Yeah.
But is it okay? Let me just make a quick argument really quick. Societies rise and fall. Pretty reasonable to agree on that premise. Societies rise and fall. Even the best societies fail. Rome failed. The Third Reich failed. One of the best societies.
Dude.
Sorry. I'd be too shocked. It's a joke. It's a joke, guys. It's a joke.
Ottoman Empire?
It's the Third Reich still around. Okay, I'm done. Ottoman. What's the Ottoman? Was that Eastern Europe?
I guess so.
Who knows? But that was a big one that rose and fell. So, and I read it. Do you know Ray Dalio? You know Ray Dalio. Yeah. Ray Dalio has an excellent book. I think he's an evil bastard because he's a hedge fund billionaire.
Yeah.
And I'm jealous of him because he didn't hire.
Like, invest in China. Yeah, motherfucker. Look what's happening now.
Yeah. Also, it's like he's like invest in China. I'm like, people don't invest in their own health.
Yeah.
What makes you think they're going to buy Chinese bonds?
Yeah.
People don't know how to buy shit on Amazon.
Yeah.
What makes you think they're going to they know how to buy sovereign debt? Do you own sovereign debt? I love stock. I don't even know how to buy sovereign debt.
Yeah.
I say sovereign debt and people are like, oh, you're a nerd. I'm like, okay, have fun in the coal mines, bitch. Have fun in the mines.
Yeah.
I'm buying some sovereign debt, which is a bond that you buy. You loan money to a country. That's what it is.
Doesn't he have
it's not
also
that complicated.
The Fourth Turning or something too?
He has 2 books. One of them is Principles.
Yeah.
And the other one is called a different book called Principles for Understanding Big Debt Crises, which it's such a good book. It analyzes society, the rise and fall of societies throughout human history.
Yeah.
And he basically looks at different trends that exist in the rise and fall of every society.
Yeah.
It's mind-blowing as fuck.
I liked his analysis. I did not like his solutions.
In that
And then any of the YouTube things that I've seen him in,
and he's that YouTube series too.
I don't. Yeah.
What are the solutions he proposes?
Like we said, buy America's done. Buy Chinese goods or invest in China.
It's very defeatist.
And I know I was just like, shut up. But he led me into watching this guy Michael Saylor, and this guy is like he's a rocket engineer who owns a company called MicroStrategy. And this guy made a big bet, and he borrowed billions of dollars and just bought a bunch of Bitcoin and put it on his balance sheet.
Really?
For MicroStrategy,
Which was an aerospace company?
No.
It's a hedge fund.
No, it's not. No. It's it's like Microsoft, but it's
okay.
Yeah. So they just put a bunch of Bitcoin on their balance sheet, and they went up. Basically, people will call them an ETF before there's any Bitcoin ETFs. But this guy comes out and he goes, it's the first money that doesn't have a leak in it. Everything has a leak in it. Think of it as an ice cube. Gold has a leak in it because if gold goes up to $18,000, everybody's just gonna go mine more gold and it's gonna bring it back down.
Right.
And he was in 2004 they have him giving a speech to a bunch of I guess hedge fund managers and shit, and he's just like, you're everything's gonna be on this. This is your computer. This is your phone. This is your bank. This is everything. on one, and people are like, "Oh, this guy's fucking nuts."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, well, people, it's crazy until it's happened so fast. It's crazy, and then people hate it, and then it's proliferates. It's really, and then people hate it more. It's wild, dude. I mean, you know, but you know, yeah. Going back to Ray Dalio, like, you know, it's just like we're at the point in America. He basically, you can over long periods of time. Over a long period of time, you can predict the future of a country, of the prosperity of a country based on their debt. It's so easy. Every country in history, a lot of them, it's like there's a short-term debt cycle that lasts like 10 years. That's why we have recessions every 10 to 15 years, is because the debt gets unserviceable. So it'll go like da 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 da, but it'll still grow, like it'll recover.
But this is a boom bust economy that it would happen in the 1900s, right?
Well, I mean, that's
'Cause it wasn't like that before, was it?
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I mean, that's all economies are boom bust because of debt. Because when you take on enough debt, as a country or as an individual, as a corporation, once you can't pay the interest payments on the debt.
But is it debt or is it fiat?
What's that?
Is it debt or is it because your money is a fiat currency and you can just inflate it whenever you want? So yeah, the debt might get bigger, but that inflation is kicking your ass without you even know. In 50 years, you lose 99% of your money.
Right.
Right?
That's right.
In 50 years, did debt go up 99%?
In the U.S.?
Yeah. So since 1973.
Yes, way more than 99%.
When did we hit $1 trillion? In the 80s?
Yeah.
And we're at 33 trillion?
Yeah.
So let me see what the national debt was in 1973.
It's probably like, yeah, I'm curious. Either way, it spells it's not good. It's not good. You know, but you can't do anything.
So 458 billion in 1973.
Okay.
And that is an increase of 60x in debt.
60x increase.
Yeah, because we're at 30 something, right? That's about 50, 60, right?
Yeah.
And then
so 60x increase in the debt from 1973.
500
and that's like 6x. 588%.
Average inflation between 1973.
So the debt went up basically 6 times as much as the dollar value deflated.
So $1.67 in 1973. Why don't you just do $1? Why $1.67? Is $11.55 in 2023.
You know, imagine me on Adderall, Josh.
Yeah.
Game over.
That's.
But what was your overall point with this again? I got lost.
So 11.55, right?
Uh-huh.
Divided by 167. Oh, it's only 6.9%.
Is what you're saying here is like traffic children? Is that kind of the punchline?
That is not what I'm saying.
Traffic kids.
I'm saying that what's it called? The fiat money, you inflate it away. You know what I mean? You things just become way too expensive for you to afford. If I'm started saving money in 1973 and then 50 years later, you know, I go to spend it, it's worthless.
Right.
It's not worthless. It's worth less.
Yes. And I mean, and I guess what to bring it back to Ray Dalio, what he's saying is that the overall, like the end of this is like war.
Yeah.
It's war. It's war because we are the incumbent superpower of the world. And we have rising threats like China and Russia. And when they when their economies grow, it's going to be, they're going to threaten our position as the world's superpower, and we're going to go to war. That's what's going to fucking happen. There's really no way around it. That's how this debt gets resolved. Because the U.S. can't pay our fucking debt. We're not going to be able to pay the interest payments. There's Josh, right? Isn't there really two outcomes? The first outcome is, well, the one outcome which will never fucking happen is we're going to pay it off.
Right.
Number two is we're $33 trillion in debt, right? We have to pay interest on the debt every year. So either we hyperinflate the dollar,
Which would be better
so that we could pay it off.
for the industrial complex, yes.
And that's kind of what we are doing. That's kind of what we're doing. Yeah, what we're doing now. But that will lead to fucking civil war because it's going to be breadlines. It's going to be a fucking Great Depression.
Not if you give everybody like
Right.
free porn and stuff.
You give them free porn. You give them exclusive access to Sean's show on Patreon. These things are going to help people, and that's what we want. I want to help people. I don't want to be too negative. What is this average salary?
So if you are in the average salary is 44,910, right? Right now in 2023.
Okay.
So the average salary back then was in 1929 was 2,300 and it fell to 1,500.
Okay.
So 2,300 in 2023 compared to the 1929 inflation is 41,295. What are we at? 44,000.
So, you're measuring real wage growth.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was the real wage growth
Between-
from 1929 to
To today?
Yeah.
41,295 to 44,910.
So like 44 minus, so like 5%.
Yeah.
Fucking nothing.
5% in almost 100 years.
Dude, you know what chart we should pull up? Can you pull up productivity growth versus real wage growth? I want everyone to see this fucking chart. This is the chart, and you might have seen this already. And just go to images. It's a really, really an amazing chart. This one? Yeah. And then beautiful. Let's see if we can have. Yeah, and then you can cut to the TV. Oh, lame. Check this shit out. So productivity soars, wages stagnate. This is why everyone's striking. I mean, it's just in let's a little bit here.
1950.
Look at this. Net productivity, hourly compensation in America. In America, I assume. This is in America, right? Data on wages from workers in private sector compared to productivity. And so they were basically from 1950 to 1970 linearly correlated. This was like when the boomers bought houses and shit and America was going good.
Uh-huh.
And then in 1970, guess what happened in 1970, Josh?
They took us off the gold standard.
Nope.
Yeah, he did. Nixon. He took us off the gold standard.
What really happened
Yeah.
is it was the start of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh.
And that's what that line is. That's what that
I think it started before that.
I was gonna be like you know what happened in 1970, Josh?
Mm.
The trans community
Shut
lost their rights.
Oh, there you go.
Lost their rights. And
All right,
no,
all right, Trudeau.
Yeah, you know what happened in 1971, Josh? Justin Trudeau wore blackface.
There you go.
And that's what this line is. And it got worse and worse and worse. Look at this fucking shit. It's just crazy. It's very sad. This is why people are striking, is because all of this gain in the economy has been extracted by the laptop class and the CEOs and the management teams. None of it has been seen by the workers. And that's why they're striking. Anyway, that's enough about the economy. How long have we been doing?
An hour and a half.
Oh shit. You cool for one more story?
Yeah.
Okay. So I love this. Wow, that chick's let's go. She's so funny, the CEO of GM. Okay, we could do Russell Brand. I kind of want to do Russell Brand. Special UN summit protests. And oh no, okay, we gotta do this one, number 4. So Tesla and Saudi Arabia are about to cut a deal for a factory, an EV factory in Saudi Arabia. And but the thing is, it's the negotiations for the factory not going very well. It's not easy, obviously, to negotiate how a factory is going to be built. And one of the main things that the Saudis have wanted is that if the factory is going to operate, Tesla's going to operate a factory in Saudi Arabia, is the Saudis have said, well, hey, like, you know, if you want to do this, you know, we want a percent of the profits. We want to decide where it's located and how it's operated. And every year we get to kill 3 journalists in the factory. Who saw that coming? I just love making jokes about... I just love making jokes about the Saudis killing journalists. It's crazy that they killed Jamal Khashoggi. Isn't it crazy?
I mean, not by their standards, no.
I know, but it's like, yeah, it's just...
Hey, you talk some shit's going to happen.
Oh, like fuck around, find out?
Yeah.
Like the fuck around, find out meme?
Yeah.
But was Jamal Khashoggi really fucking around?
Yeah.
If you fuck around at a level 8,
if you fuck
you're going to find out
if you
at a level of 8.
In the end, if you fuck around with people's money, and what you're doing is you're destroying relationships and you're destroying people's credibility, which fucks up their money, what do you think they're going to do to you? They're going to kill you.
You're really scaring me because I've talked a lot of trash about Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, but you're not big.
Yet.
Yeah.
I would love to be assassinated by the Mohammed bin Salman. That would be truly be a glorious death.
Yeah.
I would welcome that death with open arms. I literally would die. I'd be like, fucking kill me, bitch.
Yeah, but then they get a rusty knife and chop your head off.
I hope it's not that bad. No, they'll torture me for years and years.
Yeah.
Dude, they'll do like some Black Mirror shit. They'll like download my brain and like torture me infinitely in the Matrix.
Yeah, but
did you see that episode? It's crazy.
Maybe they're doing it now.
Maybe I've already been killed by Mohammed bin Salman. Yep. And starting a podcast is the worst form of torture, which is true. And maybe I'll never get to 10 Patreon subscribers. Maybe that's my punishment, is that I'll never get to 10 Patreon subs. Shout out to your boy A-Rox, our one loyal Patreon subscriber.
Appreciate it.
Buy Palantir, by the way. It's up. It's up to $15.49. I'm up on the stock.
Yeah, it keeps up, hovering between 14 and 15.
I know. I'm hoping it's going to break out soon. It's going to break out. They're working on a contract with the Eye of Sauron, the evil Eye of Sauron. They're going to have a big government contract with ISIS as well. So Saudi Arabia and Tesla, they're doing a factory together. And obviously the Saudi Arabia wants to divert. The whole point of the Saudi Arabian Public Investment Fund, which is their sovereign, which is like basically a front for Saudi Aramco, the oil company, is they want to diversify their investments away from oil into other stuff. That's why they invested in
they see the writing on the wall.
WeWork, which failed hilariously. Although I do have a subscription to WeWork. It's going to fail soon. But they invest in all these companies. So they're trying to diversify into EVs, which I think is interesting.
It's like, to me, it's like the timber industry investing in oil now. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
They had to switch up, or maybe not. No, not oil. The timber industry
Solar investing
in hemp.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And now it makes me think: is it to help hemp, or is it to destroy it? Is it to help EV, or is it to destroy it?
And that's the issue with like when you have monopoly players that control the whole market, is they dictate how fast stuff is innovated.
Yeah.
Which is horrible. And you might be right. Like they invest in hemp and they control it. And they're like, well, why are we going to do this new business? Like, let's just own it, but not really, would half-ass it,
Yeah.
but push other people out. So that's a good point. Saudi Arabia has been wooing Tesla with the right to purchase certain quantities of metals and minerals the company needs for its EVs from countries including the Democratic Republic of the Congo. I thought there was going to be more countries there. The Saudis... I thought they were going to be like the Democratic Republic of the Congo, America. Yeah. No, it's just like the just conflict states in Africa. Let's read that again. I love life is so fucked up, dude. Saudi Arabia has been wooing Tesla with the right to purchase certain quantities of metals and minerals the company needs for its EVs from countries including the Democratic Republic of the Congo. You know what I fucking hate? And I've got a lot of criticism of when I say stuff like this. People are like, I'll make fun of Elon Musk. I'll be like, hey, Elon, like, how about, like people will be like this. They'll be like, oh, like, I love Tesla. It's a green vehicle. I feel great using it. I'm not buying gas. There's a lot of benefits, and it's great. It's all electric powered. It's clean. It's green. And Elon's an innovator. I'm like, the guy is a fucking warlord, and he's a shadow warlord politician, and he has a bunch of children. Elon Musk has a bunch of kids using their kid hands to mine cobalt that they convert into lithium for the cars. I say that, Josh. I say that. And people instantly, they go, but you call lithium with your phone. You're just as bad as Elon. Well, I've got you. Yeah. I got you. No, you didn't get me. You want to know why? I don't have kids on my fucking payroll. I don't have kids. And they're like, well, technically Tesla doesn't... that's not Tesla. Tesla's got to get the lithium from somewhere. No. If you were a moral human being, you wouldn't buy... Just because you wouldn't buy the cobalt from the fucking mines where you know the kids are. You know what I mean? They say like, well, Elon has no choice. Elon is worth $50 billion plus. He could mine cobalt ethically. He chooses not to because he's a fucking piece of shit.
There's probably like also people stopping him from, doing that as well.
You think so?
I mean, I've heard there's a mine in Mexico that has like $1 trillion worth of like nickel, cobalt, all this stuff. But yeah.
Well, that may be true. Part of me thinks he's just not willing to pay a higher rate. He's using the child labor and buying conflict cobalt. You know what I want to coin a phrase today? Conflict lithium.
There you go.
Everything has conflict lithium in it. Because guess what? When you're mining cobalt in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, here's also a funny thing. A country is more war torn and you know a country's more war torn the more times you see words like Democrat and Republic in the name of the country. Like the Democratic Republic, the peaceful Democratic Republic of Iran or shit like that.
Yeah.
Or like
what was his name? King Leopold II? He killed like 10 million Congolese people.
Really?
Yeah, he's worse than Hitler. Yeah, killed more people than
When was this?
This was in the early 1900s.
Jesus Christ. He was the president of or the king of England? What the fuck?
10 million. Yeah, it says 10 million. And they said that it probably more.
No way, dude. You're kidding.
10 to 15 million says this one.
King Leopold set out to carry out to plunder, loot, and severely brutalize the Congolese people.
Belgium.
It is estimated that 10 to 15 million pounds of lithium were mined. That's kind of worth it.
I want to say it was something like silk or something.
That's so crazy. What a fucking bastard. And I don't know. I mean, look, no, we're not. But just back to like, Elon and this whole cobalt thing. We are
It was at the end of the 1800s.
Damn, that's not even that long ago. 10 million people?
And they used to call it Congo Free State.
They call it the Congo.
Yeah, the Congo Free State.
Leopold's
rubber and ivory.
Rubber and ivory.
Yeah.
Which was the cobalt of the day.
And they would chop off their hands if they didn't work hard enough.
Oh my god. Ah. How's your commute going? Can you scroll up? This is such a funny statement. Leopold's reign over the Congo Free State has become infamous. He reigned over the Free State. I love that. I mean, I don't love it. It's very sad.
Yeah. But I mean, think about it. 10 to 15 million at that time. What percentage of the population is that?
It's probably all of them, dude. Josh, when you compare, you compare it to the Holocaust, 10 million people dying from Leopold, you compare that to the Holocaust, where only when you look at the numbers, only 200,000 people died. All right, just kidding. Kidding. It was 6 million Jews. It was a lot. It was 8 million actually. I don't know. It was whatever number you think it is. It is that number. No, I'm not even joking. 8. It was. I think it was more 12. It was a lot of fucking people. So.
Oh, they said in the 1800s there was only 5.18 million. So that 10 to 15 million must have been throughout the 10, 20 years that he did that.
I mean, Europe has raped Africa endlessly, and it's insane. And now America's doing it too.
I thought China was.
And China. Yeah, China's doing it too. China's kind of doing more Isn't China allying with Japan these days? Or no, with Africa? I've heard China's setting up telecom infrastructure in Africa.
Huawei, yeah, they're setting up a bunch of. They did it in Europe too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and honestly, probably for good reason.
And they're buying up a lot of the land there.
I don't mind being surveilled by China. I really don't. I do mind being surveilled by America. You want to know why, Josh? Why? China's honest. They're like, hey, you live here, we're going to watch you. And you better not fuck up because we'll put you in jail. I like the honesty of that. In America, they surveil you surreptitiously and they tell you have rights when you don't actually have those rights. I don't like the dishonesty. I'd rather live with an honest tyrant than a lying Democrat. I'm serious.
I know you are. That's crazy. It said basically the whole population of Africa at the time was something like 110 million.
Oh my God. So he killed 10 to 20%.
The population of the entire state is said to have declined from some 20 million to 8 million. So over half.
So he had he wielded an army that just murdered everyone.
Yeah. Over a 40-year span.
Just genocide.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
If only he had known that there was cobalt. If only Leopold had known about the EV revolution, maybe those guys could have lived to mine cobalt.
Oh man, it must be so much harder making rubber than it is. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, the commodities of the old are. We're lucky.
Yeah,
I'm lucky.
Yeah,
that I wasn't Leopold's kid. I'm like, Dad, I want rubber. I don't know. But the whole point of this factory is that they're fighting over it, and I just think my point here is that it's insane. It's insane to me the people that Elon chooses to us. Here's the thing: if you're a fan of Elon, ask yourself this: you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Okay, and that means that Elon is a dead journalist because he sits in his room and looks at all the journalists he's murdered with Mohammed bin Salman. I'm kidding, but I'm saying Elon associates himself with bastards. Mohammed bin Salman is a fucking bastard who killed a journalist, and now Elon wants to cut a deal with him for an EV factory. It's disgusting. They're an ally. Saudi Arabia is a U.S. ally.
If you work with any government,
you're working with terrorists.
You're working with killers.
You're working with killers.
People who have
killers. Josh, when you work with the U.S. government, you're working with killers. You're working with murderers.
Yeah.
People that crush. You know? Have you seen the U.S. go up with the mothership? Murdered. Just a killer. Just a straight killer. That's kind of the point I wanted to make on this one. Here we go. Are they going to talk about the? Are they going to talk about the conflict in the Congo? Here we go. Trafigura, for its part, has cut a central figure in the Western government's plans to secure supply chains in Africa. Okay, the trader and others last year won a 30-year concession to provide rail services and infrastructure for the Libido corridor. I don't know what that is, which will include a railway connecting Angola, Congo, and Zambia that is key to the U.S.'s plan to transfer critical minerals around the world. So we're just going to fucking mine. This is the Wall Street Journal. We're just going to mine the fucking shit and fucking rail it out of Africa. It's so sad, dude. It's so fucking sad. I mean, I did hear. I thought, was it in Mexico? We're looking at the lithium mine that was just founded. Isn't it in America?
Mexico.
It is?
Sonora. It's Sonora lithium deposit, 600 billion.
Damn.
Potentially, this is from Reuters, could be worth as much as 12 trillion in Mexican pesos, so 602 billion.
Wow.
Yeah.
How much tapatio is that? How much, what's the salt?
Whoa, look at this. In Uganda, gold deposits worth 12 trillion? What?
Jesus Christ. It's unbelievable how rich Africa is as a country and how they don't get to build a society around those minerals.
Right.
It's really, and it all comes back to war and inflation.
Well, yeah, if you can't save and you can't get ahead in your own country, like, how are you supposed to own anything?
Yeah, it's like sitting, you know what it is? It's like sitting on a treasure chest full of gold, but like you're retarded.
Jeez, dude,
Sorry.
That is not it.
Oh, no, it's not like that. It's like you're being taken advantage of.
Yes.
It's like sitting on a treasure chest of gold, but if you get up off the treasure chest, you get shot in the head. Right? You can't use it. It's useless to you. It's like owning Palantir stock. Period. And that's it. That was pretty much it on that story. Actually, could I just check something real quick? So if a deal gets done, this is the Tesla Saudi Arabia EV factory. If a deal gets done, it would be a further foray into overseas mining by Minera Minerals, the joint venture between the Public Investment Fund and the state-owned company Ma'aden. Oh, wait, sorry. That wasn't the... Sorry, we kind of jumped all over the place with that one. Anyway. Should we talk Russell Brand, or do you want to get out of here? We got to go?
Yeah, I got to get back.
Okay. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Not only is Russell Brand a bad comedian, he's also a rapist.
Jesus.
All right, I'm kidding. We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah.
It's a crazy story though.
Yeah.
Did you see his deflection? He preempted it.
Oh, that he goes that they're after me now.
Yeah, he goes, the media's after me, and everyone rushes to defend Russell Brand. I'm like, if you guys ever see me preempting a news story, I'm guilty.
Yeah.
Clip that up. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you're still watching at this point, you're a fan of the show, or you really hate it. In either case, review us on Spotify. I only have 3 reviews on Spotify. I see you guys listening to the show. Like, I need to build this. We're both struggling artists. I know the studio looks good, and like, I know it looks like we're successful, but this is like, it's like I leased a supercar. Okay? I need to like fucking pay this shit off. So review us on Spotify, review us on Apple, like the episode, subscribe to the YouTube channel. There's no half measures with Sean's show. I always say that. Comment. Let us know if you support Russell Brand or if you think he is a criminal. And subscribe to the Patreon. there's a lot of good shit on the Patreon. I do really cool stuff on the Patreon. Cool interviews with comics, blah, blah, blah. Nudity. I have not posted my feet on the Patreon, but I will if you just subscribe. If we get to 10 subs on Patreon, I will post my feet. And that's it. Just fucking support this shit. Episode 7. We're never going to stop making this fucking show until I die. Yeah. What about you, Josh? Where can people find you? And
at Josh Cabaza, check out Onslaught every Tuesday at Creek in the Cave. New show at Black Rabbit every Thursday. That's off 5th and Brazos. Check out comedyfrequency.com.
Downtown Austin, right?
Downtown Austin. Yeah.
New club opening up. Very exciting.
Black Rabbit ATX on Instagram. You can see the show, get tickets, and check out my album, Toys for Sale, on Comedy Frequency.
Josh and I, we are 2 of the 8 comedians in this town actually putting in the work and being artists. Everyone else in this town, fucking loser, drug addict ass, truly, right? They're alcoholic fucking losers. So support the artists in Austin that are actually putting in the work consistently, because what do you want to support drug addict? Do you want to invest your time into some drug addict asshole that might be funny but he's going to die next year? Now you don't have someone to watch anymore. Invest in this. I take care of my body mostly. All right. Enjoy your shift as a Starbucks barista, you fucking loser. Learn to code. Bye.